10 signs you are being gaslighted at work. If you're watching this, chances are you're probably looking for an explanation for why certain things don't add up. You might have possibly wondered if you're going crazy, or if there's something off with the way you're being treated at work. It can be really agonizing and depressing, and it often happens more in the context of romantic relationships. However, it also happens a lot in the workplace, more than you might think. So if you're feeling this way at work, you're probably being gaslighted. But how do you know for sure? Keep watching as we share with you the top 10 unmistakable signs that you're being gaslighted at work. Before we dive into this, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. The word gaslight actually has an interesting origin. Unlike other words in the English dictionary, it takes its origins from the 1938 hit movie Gaslight. The plot tells the story of a man who convinces his wife that she's insane so he can steal her jewels. Every night he would sneak around upstairs, and that caused the gas lights in the building to lower. But he successfully managed to convince his wife that she was only imagining the sound of footsteps and the dimming of the lights. Psychology Today defines gaslighting in a similar way. The American Psychological Association explains it as manipulating another person into doubting his or her perceptions, abilities, or understanding of events. So, like the woman in the movie, your self-doubt at work could be because you're being manipulated by someone into thinking so. Since gaslighters are very subtle manipulators and perfect liars, they may be hard to pin down. But if you're experiencing more than a few of these signs at work, then there's a huge chance you're being gaslit. So let's get right to them. Number 10. Your performance is always criticized. Are you frequently told your work isn't as good as that of others? Or are you always bombarded with negative criticisms even after you've done your work as thoroughly as possible? If this keeps happening to you in particular, then you could be a victim of gaslighting. A sign of a healthy workplace is constructive criticism. If your work does have mistakes, your superiors should relate it to you in a way that helps you improve on it. Constant negative criticism would not help improve work. Instead, it's more likely to destroy your self-esteem. Number 9. Your work is always forgotten. Are you constantly in situations where you're sure you submitted a report in time, but your boss keeps saying they didn't see it? Not once, not twice, but every time you submit a document, it mysteriously goes missing or never gets delivered? While it may be true that it is indeed missing, there's also a chance you're being psychologically abused. Gaslighters always recall past events incorrectly, and they are so convincing that you begin to find yourself doubting your own memory, despite your certainty. If this happens to you, then your boss or colleague or whoever could have various motives, such as taking credit for your work or ruining your reputation at your workplace. Number 8. You are often misinformed. If you think your work being forgotten is a bad sign, being purposefully misinformed is definitely worse. This is the most common way that gaslighters attack at work. With this, they target your productivity by giving you the wrong information and the wrong tasks to do. The aim of this is simply to keep you moving in circles and ultimately make you frustrated. The situation might even get worse in scenarios when you confront them. They may not accept that they've been at fault, but could make you doubt yourself. They might make comments like, "Oh, you heard wrong," or "You didn't pay attention while I was talking," or the gaslighter's anthem, "I never said that." Number 7. Your opinions and suggestions are constantly put down. It's a very big sign when you are constantly put down whenever you try to proffer information or suggestions on an issue, and your ideas get shot down. Gaslighters are always quick to discredit other people's ideas because they don't value their opinions, and hence they downplay or belittle them. Many times, they may not even bother to hear you out when you have something to say. If at the end of the day your other team members agree with your suggestion, the gaslighter will try every possible way to find a fault in it. Over time, you begin to feel like your opinions don't matter, and that is their subconscious aim. Number 6. Your efforts are downplayed. You are one of the best on your team. You know your job well, and you always deliver on time. So why does that one person always make you feel like your work isn't good enough? The reason may be nothing other than gaslighting and manipulation. Usually, it stems from envy of your reputation or skill level, so they try to downplay your efforts. They may make comments like, "Oh, it's good, but it's not good enough." or comments like, anyone could have done that. These are snide remarks targeted at destroying your self-esteem at work. Number 5, your complaints or concerns are never addressed. When you lay a complaint to your supervisor or manager, ethics dictate that they look into it. But if your complaints are always dismissed, then that's a sign that you're being gaslighted. And this could result in keeping you from opening up about your discomfort. For example, it could happen when you report your coworker for making inappropriate comments, and it is dismissed by calling you sensitive or calling the comment a joke. This could be bad because you repeatedly hear this every single time you issue a complaint, and you begin to believe that you are the problem. This is a serious indicator that your workplace is toxic. Number 4, you are frequently left out of decision-making conversations. It's no coincidence that you're always the last to hear about meetings, or that you don't even hear about them at all. It's a sign that your colleagues don't want you to be a part of the decision-making conversations in the office. How can you be certain, though, that it's not an accident? If you ask questions about why you're not included, and then someone begins to make comments about how you're overreacting about the situation, or there could just be a constant stream of excuses to not include you in the meetings, then chances are you're being gaslighted. Number 3, your work is often sabotaged. That one person who always requests to partner with you on projects but never does their share of work, that's a gaslighter in disguise. It's that one person that is always willing and eager to work with you but constantly never delivers. Even if they do, they never deliver on time. Gaslighters are saboteurs. They live to see you fail, especially at your job. They are the ones that offer you help, but really, they don't plan to get anything done. This could result in them jeopardizing your hard work and getting you in trouble. So if you can't escape that seemingly sweet colleague in the office who's always offering you help but giving excuses as to why they ended up not doing anything. So if you can, escape that seemingly sweet colleague in the office who's always trying to offer you help but giving excuses as to why they ended up not doing anything. Number 2, they lie to you and then deny it. This is one of the major clues that you're being gaslighted at work. For instance, when someone borrows your things without asking, and when you ask for your property, they deny ever taking it. They do it so well that you might find yourself wondering if you misplaced it, despite seeing them with it at a certain point when you were not sure if you permitted them to take it. Another sign is when someone says the opposite of things that they initially said. Truth is not something gaslighters are big on. They might mislead you by saying something today and then changing their statement tomorrow. It could all be a plan to make you confused, and you might start to feel like you can't trust your memory's recording of events. Number 1, you are the subject of gossip and false rumors. Workplace gossip is pretty hard to avoid, but if you keep hearing false rumors about yourself or about the setbacks in your personal life, there's definitely someone behind it. Gaslighters are known for spreading negative rumors. If you trace the root of a false rumor you heard about yourself at work, you find that the manufacturer and distributor of it is someone that dislikes you and wants to turn others against you. For instance, when gaslighters spread rumors about your private life, it could cause your colleagues to see you as unprofessional for allowing such information to go around the office. This will ultimately lead others to judge you and not trust you, which was the goal of the gaslighter. If you are experiencing any of these signs, then there could be a chance of you being gaslighted at work. If you think there may be other signs we left out that you've experienced at your own workplace, feel free to share them with us in the comments down below.